For 60 years, an abandoned orphanage in upstate New York stood untouched. Locals said they heard children crying inside, lights flickering in windows with no electricity. But in 2012, a man named Carter Riggs broke in, searching for the truth about his mother's past. What he found was a coded diary and a buried room that explained why 37 children vanished in 1957. This is the story of St. Elora's orphanage and the orphan code that no one was meant to solve. St. Elora's orphanage was shut down after a fire in 1957. Official reports claimed it was an accident, but no bodies were ever recovered, no bones, nothing. Some say the building was cursed, others say it was government cover-up. Carter Riggs didn't believe in curses, he believed in evidence. His mother, Ruth Riggs, never spoke of her childhood, but after her death in 2012, Carter found a metal box in her attic containing only a photo of 8 children and a journal. It was written entirely in symbols, like a child's invented alphabet. Carter scanned the pages, trying to decode them. The symbols were consistent, each tied to a letter or sound. Over weeks, he cracked it. The first translated entry read, "They say not to talk about the man in the chapel, but he feeds us sugar cubes and tells us secrets." The entries continued for months, strange routines, loud banging under the floor, children disappearing. One entry chilled him. "Me and Anna saw the red door. The girls inside don't have eyes anymore." The last page had coordinates, leading directly to the ruins of St. Elora's. Carter snuck in one cold October night. The place was collapsing, wood rotting, ceilings caved in. But the chapel was still intact. There, behind the altar, he found it, the red door. It was sealed shut with rusted chains. He broke it open. The staircase led down into a room lined with concrete walls and hospital beds. On one wall, dozens of Polaroids. Each child had shaved heads, wires attached to their temples. A single file cabinet sat in the center. One file was labeled MKULTRA, Group C, Orphan Cognitive Trials. A real CIA project launched in the 1950s to experiment with mind control, memory erasure, and human programming. St. Elora's wasn't just an orphanage. It was a covert government facility using orphaned children, untraceable, voiceless, as test subjects. Carter found test logs. Child number 17, unresponsive after LSD exposure. Child number 22, claimed to hear voices from the mirror. Child number 31, deceased. The last page of the file simply read, "Burn all evidence. Room B4 contains remaining subjects. Lock and seal permanently." Carter found the entrance to room B4 behind a hidden panel. Inside were 3 small beds, chains still bolted to the floor. He found bones, not buried, just left there, scrawled on the wall, written in what looked like crayon. "I am not Anna. I am the next one." Carter ran. But before he left, he took one last thing from the file cabinet, a list of names. One of them, Ruth Riggs. She had survived and rewritten her childhood journal in code to protect the truth. The fire in 1957 wasn't an accident. It was set by a nurse named Margaret Elkins, an inside whistleblower, who tried to destroy the place when the experiments were exposed. She died in the blaze, but the government buried the incident under paperwork and silence. The children were either killed, moved, or, like Ruth, set free with erased memories. But Ruth remembered enough to write it down. In symbols no adult would understand. Carter published everything, but no one believed him. The government denied involvement. The site was bulldozed in 2016, and yet, every Halloween, people still report lights in the woods. Some say they hear laughter, distorted like a radio losing signal. Others say the kids never left. They're still in the dark, waiting for someone to solve the code.
This has been Dark Diary. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and ring the bell before someone else does.